Start this interview off. Okay, Cleo, would you like to introduce yourself, but also just the other band members that are a part of the band, the Ra Ta Tas?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Hmm.
I'm Cleo.
Hmm.
We have Shannon, the guitarist. Ella plays bass, and Willow plays drums, and she also sings a bit on the side. So yeah, I
Nice,
guess it's a
nice.
full piece.
Cool, cool. So speaking of the name, Ra Ta Tas, could you tell me a little bit about the origins of that name, or if there was any names prior to that, or just anything about the name, really?
Yeah, definitely. We get asked this a lot. It's kind of like a random thing that our bassist housemate used to say all the time, just kind of like something fun to say. I think it
Mm.
was in a Rihanna song, maybe. Like it was just very
Okay.
random.
Yeah.
And then we just like said it all the time. And we're like, I guess that's just a band name. And then there's no real meaning behind it. And I guess we've kind of lent in like to like the rat aesthetic now, which has just happened very serendipitously. So there's
Mhm.
kind of not much planning has gone into the actual name, but it's kind of evolved as this like rat theme, I
Okay.
guess.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice. Could you tell me a little bit about how the band, I guess, formed?
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So Shannon, our guitarist, we all kind of were knew each other from the music scene a little bit, and kind of had played in like bands before,
Hmm.
and then Shannon really wanted to start like an all-girl rock band, and then she just messaged Ella and was like, "Hey, do you want to start a band?" Ella's like, "Yep," and then Ella messaged me, and then we found Willow a few months later, and yeah, it was kind of came together like quite naturally. But yeah, it was kind of under Shannon's like goal to make a like a female rock band, which is kind of you don't really see every day, I guess.
Yeah, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Could you tell me a little bit about either your personal influences in music or when you're playing live, but also just, I guess, as the band as a whole, like what influences do you guys kind of draw from?
Mm. I feel like we have a really different music taste, but I guess like in general, I feel like we've kind of been saying that our influence are, like Amel and the Sniffers,
Mm,
a bit of like Full Flower Moon Band, Tape Off. I listen to a lot of them. They're from Brisbane. I love
mm,
them. Like Tomorrow's Forecast, a lot of local bands that we kind of,
okay.
see them live, and I feel like that's kind of bleeding into our music a bit if we
Yeah,
like
yeah,
music
yeah.
in general. But yeah, I guess we have quite varied like individual music tastes, which always is quite fun to
Mm,
write with having that to draw from.
yeah, nice, nice.
Yeah,
So kind of going off of that question as well, I know that the band, I think today released a new, or like, not a new single, so, but I think it's your debut single,
yeah, yeah. Yes.
called Best Before. Could you just tell me a little bit about how the song came about, or even just the cover design, or both, depending on what you've got more, I guess, to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, totally. So I like kind of like wrote these random lyrics like 5 years ago, and then like I wrote some other lyrics a bit later on. I kind of like the metaphor about expired milk, kind of
Mm-hmm.
indicating the end of like a relationship. And then I was listening to a lot of like Asher Jeffries at the time, and I
Mm,
think that kind of I was like wanting to write some sort of moody song like that. And yeah, also listening to a lot of Tape Off, and I love like that really dramatic outro. So that's kind of why it's
mm,
really like dramatic and like the lyrics are kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I guess. And then we had my really good friend Eve, Evelina Art is her like art handle. She designed
mm.
the cover, which is like a milk bottle, and she lino printed it, which is amazing. So yeah, we were
Nice.
really lucky to have her
Yeah.
make the single art. So yeah.
Nice. Was there any like other, I guess, like, was there like a demo of this song that you guys kind of worked off, or was it like just kind of naturally it just kind of came out the song, I suppose?
I think not really like a really polished demo. It was kind of like a
Mm,
few phone recordings from rehearsals.
mm,
But then yeah, I guess we kind of practiced it together, and everyone added their own parts, and it really just came together like amazingly. And I didn't really expect it to happen that way. But yeah, we recorded with Vermilion Records at
yeah,
QTC.
yeah,
That was like incredible, and like they're so talented. So we were really lucky to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nice, nice. So I know earlier you were saying how Shannon kind of wanted like an all-girl kind of rock band, and that's how I guess the Ratchatas has now been become. And I know obviously in your bio you also have like queer within there. So I just wanted to kind of ask about, because I mean some people in the scene in Brisbane here can probably argue, I'd say, that it is quite male dominated. I'd say like
Yeah.
obviously there are obviously femme and queer bands in the scene, but obviously when you compare it to the amount of male-led bands, it's not as much. But as your guys' experiences, how would you kind of describe, or do you have anything to say about, like, I guess your experiences as not only a female band but also as a queer band, and also
Yeah,
just, yeah, that kind of stuff, yeah.
yeah, good question. I feel like it's been really, really supportive. Like we are very lucky to kind of have other great femme queer bands as role
Mm,
models in the music scene, like Granddaughter and Margaret, who we're actually playing with in a few weeks.
mm,
And so many other like great female fronted bands like Tomorrow's Forecast, like Charlotte Mead. There's so many great, incredible, yeah, women and queer people who are in Brisbane music
mm,
scene. But I think always good to take up more space. So I reckon,
yeah,
yeah, it's always important to yeah keep like, supporting queer and femme fronted
mm,
bands. Yeah.
yeah. Do you have any favorite ones in the scene that you could, like, kind of list off at the moment, or,
Oh, like
um,
so many. I think I might have named a few already. Like
mhm,
Full Flower Moon Band.
mm,
Love them. Like incredible female fronted band.
mm,
Um, Tomorrow's Forecast. Like Charlotte Mead. Dirty Harry.
mm,
Oh, there's so many. Who else? Um, oh, Hag, Red Hill. Big
mm,
fans of them. There's so many honestly, but it feels kind of I've always felt really comfortable, kind of, and always yeah, not really ever like out of place. Um,
yeah,
and welcome. So it's like a really nice like
mm,
scene. I think Brisbane's really like lovely and like everyone's so
yeah, yeah,
friendly. So, yeah,
mm.
it's been a really positive experience so far. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree, especially with, like, obviously my more, it's not so much music, but it's like, more like the writing side of things. But I have to agree, it is very, like, inclusive. At least I think it's getting more inclusive, I'd say, especially with a
yeah,
lot more like venues popping up, which kind of leads on to, like, my next question as well. Like, are there any venues that you've enjoyed playing in or would like to hopefully play in the future here in Brisbane?
yeah, definitely. I feel like the Jump is one of my favorite venues. I love the Jump so much. It's
Mm,
just like very cozy
yeah.
vibe. I haven't played season three yet, so that would probably be on my list.
Mm.
We got to play at Fallon's last year, which was pretty
Oh,
crazy
nice.
and
Really cool.
very scary, but like just yeah, so fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's been really fun. Like I'm playing in venues around Brisbane, and yeah, we're going playing at Black Bear Lodge in a few weeks, and that's really fun to play at. Like great sound. Yeah, we
Mm.
really love playing there. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice, nice. So I've just got about two more questions. So kind of just backtracking a little bit, do you have any advice for people wanting to start a band? It doesn't necessarily just have to be, like, I guess for women or queer people who want to start a band here in Brisbane, or just generally, but like as a whole, like anyone wanting to start a band, what would be your advice, I suppose?
Well, I feel like I'm not super. I'm kind of just doing this as a really a hobby, but
Mm,
I guess like just if you want to write songs, just write them. Like I didn't
mm,
really have a singing background. Like I never sung before in public, and then I
mm,
just started writing songs. And then I guess my band members kind of supported me and pushed me to,
mm,
which is amazing. But
mm,
yeah, I reckon just like start writing a song, and you'll Brisbane is kind of in a way that you can kind of meet people so easily. So I feel like you meet someone, they'll be like, "Oh, I want to start a band too." You're like, "Oh, perfect," and then you
mm,
just kind of have to push yourself a little bit, but it's like it's worth it because it's so rewarding. And
yeah.
if I think everyone is so encouraging, and I feel like that makes it more. It's easier to kind of put yourself out of your comfort zone a bit.
Yeah, nice, nice. Okay, so just my last question. Do you have any final comments you'd like to give, or just anything like you'd like to plug, like a gig or anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can listen to Best Before if you want to
Hmm.
on all streaming platforms. And we're playing at Black Bear Lodge with the Ides, Margaret, and Granddaughter on the 31st of July, which is a Friday night. So yeah, we've sold out our first two releases, so it might sell out. Maybe we'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, you should come along if you're keen. So yeah,
Awesome. Nice. Well, thanks so much. And yeah, that's the interview.
cool. Thank you.
No worries, all good.